Hey guys, it's Chell from Jam with Chell. Today I wanted to do a video about nail prep because regardless of the type of application that you choose to do, whether it be the traditional application method, the baseball method, the cold method, the baggy method, or any of the other myriad methods that there are to apply your Jamberry nails, nail prep is always key. Making sure that you're doing a complete and proper nail prep before you apply your wraps is going to be key for longevity and quality of your application. So I just wanted to go through the different steps that I take for my nail prep before I apply my nails. So the first thing I want to do is go over the things that you need for that application, and that includes soap. I think dish soap is going to be the best. You want to make sure you're choosing a soap without any kind of moisturizers in it, because the point of this is to get rid of any of those moisturizers that may be lingering on your nails and any of the natural oils that are on your nails. Because you have any kind of oil or moisturizer on your nail, the adhesive of the wrap is not going to stick. So dish soap is the best. Traditional, just plain old Blue Dawn is going to be your best bet because it's made just for fighting grease and getting rid of those oils, breaking them up on your nails. The next thing that you're going to want is like a cuticle remover if you have really bad cuticles. I have really bad invisible cuticle, so I use a cuticle remover lotion to help get rid of that before I push back my cuticles with my cuticle pusher. Jamberry also just came out with this most recent catalog, a cuticle remover pen that you can use as well, which would be really good. But this bottle you can just pick up for $3 or $4 at your local beauty supply shop. You're also going to need a cuticle pusher. I use a metal spoon pusher. I find that this works the best with that tough, invisible cuticle. If you don't have that, then just a rubber cuticle pusher and orange stick will work just as well. And then you're going to want rubbing alcohol or the Jamberry nail cleanser. If you get one of our application kits, you'll get these prepackaged pads with the cleanser on it, or we also just started selling a bottle, a pump bottle with the cleanser, the same formula that's on these pads that you can use. You want to make sure that you don't use nail polish remover. Nail polish remover most of the time has some kind of moisturizing agent in it to help cut down on the drying action that the acetone gives to your nails. So you want to make sure you don't use that, because that will leave moisturizer on your nail, and then again it's going to block the adhesive from really sticking. So rubbing alcohol or Jamberry nail cleanser. If you have really oily nail beds, or for kids who traditionally have really oily nail beds, we recommend that you try just white vinegar or black tea. That will help really cut down on the oils as well. Finally, you're going to want a buffer, a nail buffer block, and then optionally you can use a base coat. I like to use the Jamberry strengthening base coat just because I have naturally weak nails. So this helps to build them up a little bit, and it also helps to protect, especially if you're going to be wearing your nails for more than a week. I suggest using a base coat just to help protect your nails from that long wear. Okay, so now that we know what we're going to use, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by just washing my hands with that dish soap. I'm going to pay special attention to scrubbing my nail beds. So I'm just going to put the soap right on my nails and scrub them. Get all of that oil off of the nails. Rinse them off and then dry them really well. Okay. Up next is the cuticle remover step. Again, if you don't have the really bad invisible cuticle like I do, you can skip this, but it never hurts to do a little extra cuticle care. So this I'm just going to leave on my nails for a couple seconds, let it sink in, soak in, do its thing. And then I'm just going to take my metal spoon pusher and scrape back the cuticle. And I'll show you, you can see, once I do this, I know my hand is blocking it, but this is all cuticle skin that's coming up off my nail that without that cuticle remover I never would have gotten up, or I would have been scraping at my nail for 10 minutes, and I've done that before. So I'm going to go through and do this on the rest of my nails, and then we'll come back and do the next step. Okay, now I've got all my cuticles pushed back. One thing I want to mention about your cuticles too before I move on is that you'd never, ever, ever want to cut your cuticles. That's probably the worst thing you can do. What that does is it opens up your skin for infection. It allows bacteria to grow. Never, ever, ever cut your cuticles. If you have problem cuticles, use a cuticle remover. Keep them moisturized day to day and just push them back, and that'll be more than enough to keep your cuticles and your nails healthy. Okay? So, now that we have got the cuticles pushed back, the next step is to buff. I'm actually going to buff before I clean with alcohol because this is going to create a little bit of dust and I want to make sure that that all gets wiped away. So I'm just going to go through and lightly buff each nail to get rid of any imperfections, make sure I've got a nice smooth surface to work with. It also helps just create a little bit of grit in order for the wraps or base coat to stick to, but not enough that it's going to damage your nails. You can see this is just a really quick process. It doesn't have to be anything overly complicated. That's it. I'm going to take my alcohol swab, wipe. If you just have a bottle of rubbing alcohol and a cotton ball or Kleenex or whatever, that works just as well. You don't have to have a prep wipe, but just clean them off. And again, remember, you don't want to use nail polish remover here. It's too moisturizing and you will not get the longevity out of your wraps that you really want. Okay, just gonna let that dry a little bit. Now, if you're not going to do the base coat step, this is where you would stop and just start applying your nails. I am going to do the base coat, so I'm going to apply that quickly. The one thing that's great about our base coat is it dries super quick, just like the rest of our lacquers. By the time I finish getting all of this applied onto my nails, my first nails will be dry. It dries to the touch about 30 seconds. And it's completely dry within a minute or two. And it's clear, so you don't have to worry about being really neat. Just the only thing you want to make sure is that you get any bubbles out, which there shouldn't really be any, but just in case, you don't want anything to go on underneath that might interfere with your application. Okay, last one. And like I said, super quick drying, so now my thumb is dry to the touch already. You can see how quick that is. Alright, so now I'm ready to apply my nails with whatever application method I choose to do. You can see both the traditional application method and my cold application method for sparkles and metallics in the links below in the description. You can also link to my website and some contact information for me in case you have any questions at all. Alright? Good luck with your nail prep and happy jamming!